everyone, Enigma Coin Collector here. Merry Christmas, and I'm really excited because I just got back from the coin shop and you can see that I have another junk silver purchase ready to show you. Now, I did go there on the last day that my coin shop was open for the year, so he was kind of packing things up. Didn't have a ton of stuff out, but he always has a small box of better dates, key dates, interesting things, stuff that, you know, normal constitutional silver isn't necessarily going to have in it. So he did have that box and he was able to pull some stuff out and show me. And I was able to pick up some really cool stuff at a really good price. He was giving me some nice discounts being that it was the last day that he was open for 2022. So you can see we've got some Morgans, we've got $1.50, and then I actually went nuts and decided to upgrade or fill a lot of spots in my quarter albums. So you can see we've got Washington's, Standing Liberty quarters, Barber quarters, and my first Seated Liberty Seated Liberty quarters, that is. So I was really excited to get this, and this is retail value. I paid about $5.75 for all of this, but like I said, he was giving me some really great deals, and I'll show you those as we go through them. I think we're going to start with those Morgan dollars, and I'll just talk you through them, and we'll go from there. So let's check out what I got for myself for Christmas. Here we go. Up first is the only slabbed coin that I have in this lot. Let me zoom you down here. And this holder is PCI. I'm not really familiar with them, but it's not a very big company because it's not one of the big ones that we use like PCGS or the others. And you can see here that they have it graded. This is an 1884O MS63, 75% toned. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm thinking maybe 75% of the surface has some toning on it. But you can see we still have some cartwheeling going on, some original mint luster. And yeah, I don't think this personally is going to get an MS63 if it was to go and get submitted to PCGS. But you never know. Either way, I got this for, I think, MS60 price. So the value on this is, if it was a 63, I think $85 Red Book. But I got it for 60, so that was a really good deal. I am probably going to crack it out of this case and add it to my collection into the Whitman books. Moving on, we've got this 1886 heavily toned, heavily circulated, and probably cleaned, but with unk details. This is a Philadelphia one, and you can see it's got some heavy toning, but again, did a really nice deal for me. 1886. I think this was $50 value. Gave it to me for $35. So happy to have this into my collection. Moving on, we've got this awesome 1890 Philadelphia. Now, it does have the cartwheeling effect. I'm not sure if it has been cleaned, although I'm just assuming that most of the coins are gonna, if I were to submit them to PCGS, would get a clean designation, because they pretty much have to be immaculate. Although this one, it looks great. This is probably the best one I've bought from him. So maybe it hasn't been cleaned. Either way, I did pay a little bit more for this. I think $60 for this, but should be worth about $85 to $90 in this state if it's an uncirculated example. Going in the album, let me know what you guys think this would do in a PCGS holder. Would I get a high grade? Should I submit it? Let me know. And then the last, Morgan, an 1883 Philadelphia. And you can tell it's been heavily circulated, probably cleaned at one point. I think I got this for under $30, so it's giving me a good deal on this. Yeah, I have it written down here, $30. So anytime you get a Morgan for $30 with some decent detail is a good day. And then I'll just cover this now. The only $50 that I picked up is this 1945 Philadelphia because it had such great detail. This is going straight into the stack for live streams, but like I said, this was one of the only few $50 that he had. He was getting rid of most of his $50. And yeah, this is one of the only few ones he had left in the store. So I picked it up because it was great and he gave it to me for spot price. So can't get mad at that. All right, moving on to the 6 Washington quarters that I got in this pickup. For these 5, he actually threw me a bone. Gave me these 5 for $25. And check out some of the dates that we have in here. We have 2 1939 S's, which are, I believe I got this here. Yeah, 2.6 million minted. Definitely a better date for sure. And to get these for $5 a piece, I mean, I'm looking over here, EF40. And the grade on the San Francisco, yeah, $12 each, and I think those might qualify as EF40, so definitely a great deal. We do have a 1938 San Francisco as well, and that's 2.8 million as well, and that's $27 in EF40. Crazy. 1937 San Francisco. Got to turn the book over. 37S, 1.6 million minted. $37 in an EF40. Got it for $5. And then a 1936 San Francisco as well. 1936 San Francisco, 3.8 million, 16 bucks in an EF40. So, I mean, to get all 5 of those for $25 is awesome. And this last one I had to pay a little bit more for. I paid 40 bucks for this 1/4, but it's because it's a key date. 1932 Denver. 1932 Denver is a key date, and I'm pretty sure that's a Denver. Let me just take a look. Yep, 1932D. 5.3 million minted in an EF40. It's a $65 coin, and I got it for 40 bucks. So very, very happy to have this coin. Just great deals all around. I couldn't pass it up, and I think all of these, obviously these are duplicates, so all of these are going to be spots filled in the album, and I'm just going to hang on to the other one that's not. This one I think is a little bit worse than this one, so I'll hang on to that because that's a harder date to get. Awesome on the quarters of the Washington variety. Let's move on to the SLQs. Moving on to the SLQs, we got 5 of them. Check this out. This is 1930 Philadelphia. Check out the detail. This has a ton of detail. It's obviously toned on the back, but you know what? For as much detail as this coin has, I couldn't pass it up, especially for $8. And that's what a G4 grade is. I'm sorry, G4 price is. So absolutely had to pick that up. Also got a 1927 S. 1927 S. And the mintage on that, can't believe this. I'm sorry, mintage is 396,000. G4 grade, $35. I paid $30 for it. Couldn't pass it up. I've got 2 17s. Actually, I think I've got 3 17s here. Yeah, so these are going to be, no, yes. So I've got 2 type 1s and a type 2. We'll start with the type 2. 1917 variety 2. It's got stars under the eagle. It's a 1917 Philadelphia. Really, really cool. G4, it's a $20 coin. I got it for 20 bucks too, and that's a little bit better than G4. And then the 2 type 1s, you can see here, these are going to be no stars beneath the eagle. So these are type 1s. And one, you can kind of see the date. One, you absolutely can't, but it's got a raised area where the date is, so these wore off really quickly. But this is going to be 1917. This is the one that the date is totally gone on. I think this is the San Francisco one. It is. 1917 Type 1S. And then the same thing here. Denver. Sorry. 1917 Denver. Now we know that it's going to be a 1917 because it's the only year they made them. And it's got a Denver mark, and it's a Type 1 with the no stars. So 1917D. So the S and the D Type 1 varieties, $30 and $35 a piece. He gave me them for 45 bucks total. Couldn't pass it up. Did a great job on the SLQs. Those are going in the albums for sure. Time for the Barbers. All right, so we've got a total of 9 Barber quarters, and there are some real gems in here. We'll start with the newest one. This is going to be a 1916 Denver. 1916 Denver gave it to me for $7. G4, this thing is 10. Can't get mad at that. 1915 San Francisco. 704,000 total minute. G4 gives you a $26 coin. Paid $15 for it. 1904. 1904. 2.4 million minted. $35 coin in G4. Gave it to me for $15. He was really in a good mood this day. 1889. Some great toning on this. 1889 2.6 million. It's a $13 coin in G4, and I paid that for this coin. Obviously, it's been cleaned, I would say, and it's got a ton of environmental damage, but it's got great detail, and I'm happy to have it. 1899 again, and I'm sorry if this is not as big as it could be, but that is an S mint. 1889S, 708,000 total minted. Again, in G4, it's a $35 coin, 15 bucks. It helps to know your coin dealers and be on good terms with them. 1898 Philadelphia. 1898 Philadelphia, $10 coin in G4. Ton of these minted. And 1898. Yeah, I paid $9 for this. Ton of toning, but I like the detail on them. And that's the main thing, is I like the detail that most of these coins had. 1894 San Francisco. 1894 S, 2.6 million minted. In G4, it's a $12 coin. And I paid $8 for it. And then in 1893, Philadelphia. Obviously, again, the toning probably would have been cleaned. Not going to be submitting these for grading, but these are going to be filling holes in my album. 1893, $12 coin. Got it for $10. And then check this out. I'll get this as close as I can. An 1892. Look at the detail on this coin. Absolutely great detail. 1892 Philadelphia. First year. 8.2 million minted. In G4, it's a $12 coin. And I paid $30 for this because it's definitely worth a little bit more. It's got great detail. It is not G4 in any state of the word. And the break-even point on this is going to be a F12, a fine 12. I think for sure I've got that. So really, really happy with the quality. Even though that a lot of these are toned, happy to have them because they're going to go in my albums. Some of these are harder dates to get, so it was a really good deal, I thought. Last kind, Seated Liberties. Let's go. Right, these are my first ever Seated Liberty coins that I've purchased for my collection. And I actually don't have the books for these. And in case you don't know, they actually don't make these albums anymore. The reason being is that there are so few of these coins, and they're all pretty much in collections anyway, that there's really no point for the coin folder producing companies to make more books because they're not going to get filled anyway. So a lot of times for the Seated Liberty coinage, you have to buy them on eBay. They're used, they're older, but they go for really, really high money. I'm talking like 50, 75, even $100 an album, depending on the one and the scarcity of it. So if you want to get into collecting older stuff and have books of them, it does get a little bit expensive. I actually don't have the book for these yet, but I'm thinking about getting them so that I have them because I'm a completionist and you guys know that. But anyway, let's talk about the coins. We have 1877. Yes, toning is bad on this one. Yes, they are war. But holy cow, Philadelphia and San Francisco, 1877. Just the Philadelphia is 10.9 million minted, so tons of these. The 1877S, 8.9 million, but both coins $30 in G4, and I got these for $15 a piece. So $30 for the set. I couldn't say no. Next up, an 1876 with a lot more detail. Really happy to see that, but a huge gash on the back. Across the eagle, so he did take some off for that in terms of what he charged me, but there is a San Francisco mint mark there. Happy to have that. So an 1876S in G4 is $30, and I paid $18 for this. So I know that that's got a huge gash, but again, to get a coin for 18 bucks, I thought that was a good deal. Really, really good deal. The penultimate coin in 1875, tons of toning, I know, but a lot more detail on the back than I was expecting. 1875 Philadelphia, 4.2 million minted. In G4, it's a $30 coin. I got it for $20. So I think those are all really good purchases. And then check this out. An 1853 with arrows, Seated Liberty quarter with some decent detail. Check out the back, the rays. Man, love this design. Never have had one of these in my collection before, but now I do. 1853 with arrows. I'm sorry for the cough. 5.2 million minted in G4. It's a $30 coin. I got it for $20. It was a great deal. Had to have it for that price. And I think I did really, really well with this purchase. And just wanted to show you the albums as I add to them. All of these quarters are going in there. Like I said, I did have a duplicate 1939S, but I'm just going to pull that to the side. This is the worst condition one, and we'll just add that to the collection and do something else with it. All right, on to the Standing Liberties. And here they are all ready to go in. I actually did have an upgrade. This 1930 is going to be an upgrade, so I'll switch this out and pull this one aside. Moving on to the Barbers. We did have 3 upgrades and 6 additions, and instead of trying to get this to work so that you can see which ones I'm upgrading, I'm just going to show you my Barber quarter album because it's been a while since I've shown it off. We're making some progress considering we only started it this year, so really happy with the progress we made. I'm not going to show me putting these in albums because I have to crack this open, and I've decided if I'm going to use any of these for the streams. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I had a great time going to the coin shop, hanging out, talking with my coin guy, getting some awesome coins at some great prices, and getting some semi and key date spots filled in the book and upgrading others. I hope you guys enjoyed this junk silver purchase video. If you did, let me know in the comments below what your favorite coin was and if I should do more in the future. I would appreciate a like, hit that thumbs up button, and remember, it's always a mystery until you go to that local coin shop and see what they've got behind their display case. Thanks for taking the time to watch, everyone. I'll see you on the next one, and Merry Christmas.